A few months ago, I thought it would be fun to watch a baseball game. Now, I don't live anywhere near a major league team, and collegiate sports have never been my thing, but thankfully the US is covered in a wide net of small baseball leagues, only some of which are affiliated with the major and minor leagues. There's a team that plays in my city, in one of these unaffiliated leagues, so I went to their website to check if they had any upcoming games. Scrolling past the oversized logo, I noticed a posted roster showing players' hometowns and previous teams. What caught my eye here, and the reason I stopped scrolling, were two players, Andre Solomon and Christian Herrera, both of whom had previously played for the California Dogecoin. After hours of deep introspection, I finally brought myself to Google the words California Dogecoin, which only brought me to a dead website. I was, however, able to find the official California Dogecoin Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts, which confirmed to me that this was a real team, complete with Dogecoin jerseys and hats. All of these accounts hadn't been updated in over a year, outside of two small Instagram posts from the tail end of the 2022 season. It seems these existed mostly to promote upcoming games, with the majority of posts being photos of players or scoreboards. One of the first tweets on the Dogecoin Twitter account, which was made on November 30th, 2019, reads, "What better way to promote cryptocurrencies than with a professional baseball team?" Wow. This tweet gives us answers as to why the team was created and the general time frame that the idea came to life, but all of these posts did nothing to resolve my most burning question. Who's responsible for this? Poking around the Facebook account, I found a post that was made on February 11th of 2020, which showed off the team's newest acquisition, a player named Mike Unknown, who is featured alongside the logo for the Pacific Association of Professional Baseball Clubs, a small unaffiliated league on par with the Frontier or Can-Am baseball leagues, which exist just shy of single-A status. As it turns out, the California Dogecoin, being originally based out of Fairfield, California, was set to play in this league in the 2020 season, with 3 other teams in the Bay Area near San Francisco, though it appears to have dissolved within the first few months of the pandemic due to California's strict initial COVID restrictions. From these social media sites, I somehow found my way to a California Dogecoin account on a website called Steemit, which looks like some kind of Reddit clone with a cryptocurrency-based upvote-downvote system. The account hasn't been updated in 3 years, and features only 5 posts before the page was left abandoned. The posts made here mostly cover the status of the team during the early stages of their development, starting in February of 2020, which was coincidentally during the pandemic's early stages of development as well. A post was made just prior to the beginning of the pandemic in the US, and though I lack the specific date, I think it's safe to say this was made sometime in February of 2020. The post reads, "We have no safety harness. If we fall, our kneecaps are shattered. It makes us resourceful and allows us to think outside the box. 2020, let's go." That had to be one of the most tragic posts I've read in a while, knowing that only a few weeks later a global pandemic would crush any hope of the team playing in California that year. Back over on the team's social media accounts, around this time various posts would be made referencing the Liberation League. Due to California's strict policies around COVID, especially in the first stages of the pandemic, the entire Pacific Association decided to move across the country, where they created the Liberation League, based in Dubois County, Indiana. Funnily enough, even though they played out of Huntingburg, Indiana, the California Dogecoin didn't change their name, unlike some of the other teams in the league, most likely hoping the move would be only temporary. Now, I do have some footage of the Dogecoin website before the domain expired a few months back when I was originally planning on making this video. There was a tab on the website which read Game Results, so I clicked on that and was led to this screen. There is an option to recap these old games, but every single one has empty statistics and takes place at neighborhood or even school fields. Keep in mind, this is a self-described professional baseball team which was hosting, or at least was set to host prior to the pandemic, games at locations like Laurel Creek Elementary School. It's difficult to imagine being a player on this team, trying to work your way out of the minor leagues while on a team called the Dogecoin playing games at elementary schools and neighborhood parks. What's crazier than that is that the Dogecoin actually expected people to show up to these games and pay to do so. Admission was supposed to be charged for spectators, with the team even offering season tickets. The pandemic actually proved to be somewhat beneficial for the team, as by moving to Indiana they were able to play in actual stadiums instead of parks, though it's unclear if admission was charged. Over on the website's News tab, there were a total of 23 articles dating back to September of 2019. What I can gather from these articles is that the Dogecoin were not a terrible team, winning about as many games as they lost. The last update posted to this website was in September of 2020, when the Dogecoin beat the Barn Owls 10-0. This is the extent of the old footage I have, so I decided to check with the Wayback Machine to see if we could find anything more interesting on the rest of the site. The most recent snapshot was recorded in April of 2022, and though the website formatting was a little janky, I found my way to the About page. Here we find explanations for a few different things. Firstly, whoever made this website wants to make it very clear that the founding of their team is one of Dogecoin's greatest achievements, alongside Elon Musk tweeting about the currency and the Jamaican bobsled team holding up a Dogecoin shirt. The website describes the team as, quote, a unique opportunity to cross-promote with the cryptocurrency blockchain tech industry, and not only have a fanbase locally, but a global fanbase. That dog has never let anyone down. It is always looking at you like the Mona Lisa. Another paragraph explains why the team is named Dogecoin and not Dogecoins, because, quote, the plural form would confuse people out of the reality that one Doge still equals one Doge, and also one Doge is all you are ever going to need in the future. They also list their goals here, being both to win baseball games and to get Dogecoin listed on Coinbase, one of the largest crypto exchanges. This actually ended up happening in the summer of 2021, but I don't think we can even partially attribute that to the existence of the California Dogecoin baseball team. The rest of the website didn't feature anything of interest, so I combed back through the social media accounts for any hint of a name or face. The most recent post on Steemit is a sneak peek at the Dogecoin home jersey, which, looks how it looks, I guess, with the text reading, in the midst of all this I created my own clothing brand, BP at Brian Phobos. Googling at Brian Phobos brought me to an Instagram page of a man with a very expensive car. Most of the posts here are either videos of him working out, on vacation, or using video filters. But if you scroll far enough down, you'll find a photo of Brian adorned in California Dogecoin merchandise. There he is, the mind behind the California Dogecoin, a man whose actual name is Brian Williams. From what I can gather, Brian was heavily invested in Dogecoin and saw some profits around 2019. Deciding that minor league baseball would be a great promotion tool, he came up with his magnum opus, the California Dogecoin. I think in his mind this would attract the attention of tech billionaires like Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg, with his website even saying, maybe Mark can come to a game, he is relatively close by, which sounds like a thinly veiled threat. As it turns out, Brian was not only the owner of the Dogecoin, but actually the commissioner for the Liberation League, which explains this TV interview from 2020.
The MLB doesn't, right now they don't have live games, and there's only a few situations like this in the United States. This is one of probably 5 or 6 spots where people are playing at the professional level and to have live games, so it's definitely very special.
According to the website Indiana RBI, a site for small Indiana baseball teams, after the coronavirus shut down the Pacific Association, Brian pounded on doors all over the country, begging leagues to let the Dogecoin play. Whether it was out of pandemic fears or because of the team's unorthodox name, many of the doors which Brian pounded on led him nowhere, except for one in Huntingburg, Indiana. And for a season, things seemed good. But now, it looks as if the California Dogecoin are no more. The domain name has expired, the social medias have run dry, and there's no mention of the team appearing anywhere outside of those 2 Instagram posts from earlier this year. Some part of me is deeply sad the team didn't get to go further, that Brian Williams' dream of a cryptocurrency baseball team is dead. But it doesn't have to be. Brian is still active on social media, regularly posting on his Instagram, and retweeting things from Elon Musk, Andrew Tate, and various crypto pages. So what I'm saying here is, the team could still make a comeback. The idea behind the California Dogecoin is good, not from the perspective of promoting cryptocurrency, but rather because it's funny. People would show up to watch this team and buy their merchandise if they knew about it. It just needs to be marketed to the right audience. Although neither the Liberation League or the Pacific Association exists anymore, there is hope yet for the California Dogecoin, which is expressed best through the mouth of Brian Williams himself when he said, "That moment you know the party is lit? When they pay a dude to walk around with a sign that says no sex." Thanks for watching. If you'd like to get in contact with either me or this channel's community, feel free to join the Discord linked in the description. We need all the crypto warriors and minor league baseball professionals we can get. I hope you all have a great day, and goodbye.